courage and the boldness that you gain after speaking affirmations over yourself. The more you hear it, the more you believe that it's true.
And welcome to Premier Fitness. I'm Gene Williams, your yoga instructor, and I'm here to tell you about the benefits of yoga.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining our show. You have just tuned in to Where is the Love? I am your host, and I am Stephne Hockenhall. Joining me is my son, my co-host, Gene Williams.
Hey, good people. What's going on? Happy New Year.
Hey!
We back.
Happy
We
New
back.
Year!
We back. We back. Happy New Year to you.
2023!
2023. Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, little John.
What?
Hey, y'all,
Okay.
we missed being on the show. We missed being here providing information, so we had to come in clowning because it feels good to be back in the studio doing our thing, doing what we do.
What we dizzy do?
If you are here, I am asking you to share your Facebook pages so that other people can watch this show and be a part of this show.
You know, listen, man. Listen. Yeah. Okay. What?
Our producer said I thought he was Big John. So y'all, again, we are glad to be back here to give you content. Y'all, this is our 4th year of service. 4th year of service. I'm sorry, I apologize. I'm looking at what the producer's saying and trying to think and get it out.
You know.
All at the same time. So this is our 4th year of service for our organization, Love Misunderstood Institute, where we have been bringing lots of content about bullying versus love to you. We started our TV show April of last year, 2022. Right. So we are now doing episode 32. This is episode 32. Y'all, we've been doing a doggone thing.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like 32 episodes.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like we've done as many shows as we have. That's just, hey, listen, I'm happy to be here.
Right. So am I. I'm happy to be able to provide content, to be able to share with people about. I'm trying to find the show. So I'm happy to be able to provide the information to people and share our experiences with people to let them know that they are not the only ones that are experiencing this. The things concerning bullying. So again, we're happy to be here. Happy 2023. Because we are talking about because this is our 4th show, not our 4th show. I'm reading and talking, so I gotta stop doing one. Okay, right. So I'm gonna start reading.
No multitasking, Mom. Stay on point.
Okay, so we are because this is our 4th year of service. We are celebrating and talking about forgiveness this entire month. Forgiveness is something that we need to do, to be able to do when we have been treated badly, when we have experienced trauma, when we have just experienced life in bad ways. Forgiveness is very important, very vital for us to do to move forward in life. Because if we don't forgive, we start experiencing all kinds of things physically, in our bodies, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And so it's forgiveness is a great value and a great asset that that we have to have in order to move forward. in
Right.
life, and to be able to be successful, healthy human beings, because we've chosen to forgive. So we're
Right.
going to be talking about it all this month. And so, son, you want to add anything?
Yeah, definitely. I was going to say it's really important for us to understand as it pertains to forgiveness. Not only is forgiveness a gift for the other person, but it's also a gift for yourself. You forgive yourself for you have to forgive yourself as well in situations where you've been wrong. We automatically blame ourselves for what transpired, and I mean, in some way, we have to own that it's partly our issue as well. We have to be radically responsible, but it's also very important to forgive yourself as well as the person who's wronged you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so while you were talking, I put now you can go to the page, go to my personal page and share the YouTube link um, to your page. So we're doing some things here a little different right now.
There you go.
Um, and while he is doing that, I forgot to say that on Roku and Amazon Fire, we are live right now. So just go to those on your TV and go to the search um, area and search POD TV, all one word, space live, LIVE, and you can watch us live right now on TV. Um, and now you see us on also Pod TV, podtv.tv. Is that the website, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
also go to the website, podtv.tv, and you can watch us live right now. So we're going to get started talking about forgiveness. Um, so, according to Psychology Today, forgiving someone who has hurt us goes against our natural instincts for survival and self preservation. We don't want to forgive people that hurt us,
Hmm.
especially if it's very painful.
Right.
But in order for you to live a healthy, productive life, you got to forgive.
Right.
So it doesn't just come natural. It's something that we have to train ourselves to do, to
Right.
forgive over and over and over again. So we wonder if not forgiving someone gives them a pass they don't deserve and minimize the harm they have caused. We think, won't they be more likely to repeat the offense if we don't forgive? Who are we really hurting? Who are we really hurting? Because they've gone on doing what they're doing. They ain't worried about us. They offended us and now they moved on to go probably offend somebody else. So, by dwelling on the incident and keeping bitterness alive, aren't we building a mental prison of our own making?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
I
And
don't want to go ahead.
well, I was going to say, I think it's really important for us to understand that forgiving a person does not mean forgetting what they did and
Yeah.
holding them accountable for those actions. It's very imperative that you remember everything they did to you because that's part of their personality. You have to take that into consideration at all times dealing with that person. However, we have to realize that holding on to and grasping things that are not healthy for us is detrimental to your own health. So you have to forgive in order to allow yourself to be free enough to grow and blossom.
Yep. That's good. That's real good. Will you go to the next section,
Yeah,
please?
yeah,
The
for
next
sure.
area.
All right. So each of us has to make his or her own decision about who to forgive, when, and for what reason. Does the benefit of forgiveness in close relationships depend on how the perpetrator responds to forgiveness? If they continue to disrespect you or ignore your wishes, you will eventually feel like a doormat which lowers your self-esteem. And we can't have that.
Right.
You gotta set, it goes back to what we talked about creating boundaries. You know, you mind if I add this real quick?
No, go ahead. Add what? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes I don't think that going directly to a person and telling them I forgive you for your actions is necessary. I think that's a really personal thing. You have to go within and forgive them. I don't need to tell you I forgive you. I forgive you. We ain't gotta talk about it, but I'm gonna watch you. Everything you do from this point on, I'm watching your every action. I'm gonna be very observant and very judicious with the energy that I allow you to participate in with me in my life. Gotta set those boundaries, man. Hey, okay. Hey, mental note. I forgive you so.
Yeah.
I gotta
And
tell you,
yeah.
it's not always necessary, and
Right.
actually could create a situation for you where you feel disappointed. We had a tendency to go into situations with an expectation,
Right.
um, and sometimes just to eliminate the natural tendency to have an expectation, you just don't even involve that person. Let that forgiveness be for you, between
Yeah.
you and your source, however you look at it.
And the other thing about always going to that person is sometimes you can't go to them. What if they passed on there or they moved somewhere and you can't contact them? I
Right,
mean, those are two reasons why um, to help us see that it's not always necessary to go to that person.
right,
And one of the things about forgiveness for me before I understood forgiveness is that I felt like if I forgave somebody, that I was giving them permission to continue to treat me bad. And
right,
so I avoided um, forgiving people because I didn't understand it. That was the way that I understood it. And I'm not going to keep coming around you to let you hurt me and put me down or treat me bad. I'm not going to keep coming for that. So I'll
right,
just stay away from you. And then, I mean, so many years later, I've learned, that forgiveness is for me,
Mhm.
because like I said a little while ago, they go on with life and they've forgotten about you or they moved on, and so they're not concerned about you and what you got going on. And so you're the one hurting. Well, guess what? It's hurting you physically. It's
Right,
that stress is affecting your body. It is affecting your organs. It is affecting your internal being and so many things about it. I mean, high blood pressure, heart attacks,
right,
all kinds of things physically inside are affecting your body because you're holding on to unforgiveness and not forgiving the person. So, again, the person, you don't always have to go to the person. Sometimes they're not available for you to go to, but you do have to release that offense. You do have to release that hurt, that pain that they caused in order to move forward in
mm,
your life.
right.
So, you want to
Yeah,
add something?
yeah. I was going to say that I was actually watching this clip on YouTube about a different type of meditation where it allows you to release trauma. See, so situations where you've been hurt or whatever is trauma.
Mhm.
Um, we as human beings store the trauma in our cells, in our muscle
Yes.
tissues.
Yes.
So this particular type of meditation actually helps you to release it. But that shows you how deep um, it is when how deep it is when you experience trauma. You store that,
Yes.
and the more you hold on to it, the it's like scar tissue. Scar tissue over time limits your mobility.
Yeah.
Same thing with holding on to trauma as opposed to releasing it. So again, the forgiveness is to release you, to free
Yeah.
you from holding on to trauma that's going to hold you back.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good. Some people don't realize, and I was one of those that didn't realize how it affected me internally. I mean, I know I might have headaches or stress, or every time I think about that person, I still start feeling down and start feeling depressed.
or anxious.
Yeah, anxious is a good one, because you constantly replay um, the incident over and over and over in your mind. And the more you do that, the more you hurt, the more physical um, things that you experience. Your blood
Right.
pressure getting higher, you
Hmm.
know, because you keep replaying that over and over in your mind, and you can't rest. I mean, you having headaches, and so many things. So that's good. You have something else you want to add?
No, no, no. I just again that it's important. It's important for us to allow ourselves a space to forgive, to
Yes.
free ourselves, because again, like that stress, uh, repressed trauma is a noose over time. You
Yeah.
know, and the more, like I said, the more trauma that you have, the more trauma that you hold within, man, you're setting yourself up to be a ticking time bomb. In
Yeah.
essence,
Yeah. Um, will you go to the next part, please?
yeah. All right, we may feel that it is much easier to forgive someone who didn't realize that they were causing harm than the person who intentionally hurt us. Um, is it easier to forgive your friend or colleague for showing up late if you learned that there was an accident on the freeway? To work on forgiveness, think about all the external circumstances that contributed to the harmful behavior. Was the person under a lot of stress, misinformed, intoxicated, intimidated by others, or mentally ill? Were they abandoned, abused, or neglected as a child or teenager? While these conditions do not take away the harm that was caused, they may help you feel more empathy for the perpetrator.
So, y'all, I want to add, we never ever know what somebody else is experiencing. So when people offend us, they do things to us, hurtful things, or say hurtful things to us. We don't know what they're experiencing. We don't know why they're doing it. You know, what's going on with you. So because we don't know that, that should help us be able to um, forgive, you know, them even more, because we know we experience things, and sometimes we lash out at somebody that didn't have anything to do with what we were feeling or what
Mm,
we were experiencing. So
right,
when you think about things in that way, that should make it easier and help us to forgive other people, because if our desire is to treat people the way we want to be treated, then when they lash out at us, then we it's helpful to us if we excuse their behavior by, well, they tripping, they going through something that don't have nothing to do with me. So
right.
I'm learning not to take the things personal, which is very hard.
Yeah, yeah,
But if you don't take it personal and you just think like that, maybe they're going through something or they're experiencing something, and just leave them alone, for a little bit, and be like, man, I just want to be able to forgive and not hold on to this. I don't want this to continue to negatively affect me.
right.
So, um, you want to add something else?
Yeah, yeah. So I want to echo what you said about not taking it personal, because we have to understand again, like you said, people could be going through something.
Yep.
Regardless of what they do, it's not about you.
Right.
Even if it hurts you and affects you directly,
Yep.
99.9% of the time it has nothing to do with you at all.
Yeah.
And again, I do want to say that again, it's important for you to still set those boundaries. Like, listen, I understand you're going through something, so I'm not gonna come for your head, but
Right.
but I'm gonna be like, listen, okay, I'm sorry that you're going through XYZ, but what you did hurt me, and I
Yeah.
have an issue with that. You know, but again, just again taking it taking it personally. create a whole bunch of issues that you don't want.
Yeah.
So
And that's something that was always easy for me to do, is to take things personal. I didn't know any other way.
right,
Um, so I always took whatever somebody said or did to hurt me. I always took it personal. Um, and so I used to hear things when I was growing up, like, "Oh, you got to walk around like, like you're walking on eggshells around her because she wear feelings on her sleeves," and that kind of stuff was hurtful.
yeah,
But I didn't know any other way. So I had to learn other ways. It took many years, but still I had to learn other ways. So I always think that because I was that type of person, I was a very timid person and took things personal, that opened me up to be vulnerable to bullies, and to be bullied. Um, so I just wanted to add that too,
yeah,
that I have taken things personal a lot in my past life. But I don't now. I'm like, well, I don't know what they going through, and I move on to something else. But not just move on to something else, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, I have to put my focus somewhere else and not on this particular thing, because it's not um, fulfilling peace in my
mm,
mind right now, and I
right,
have to have peace. So
right,
that's not giving me the peace I need. So I have to lay that aside and push it aside and accept the peace that I desire.
right. Yep.
You want to add something?
Mm. Now you hit
So,
on it, man. You hit on it already, man.
so are we at while these conditions?
Hmm. We had research.
Go ahead.
All right. So research shows that negative emotions in general, including angry and hurtful feelings, make it more difficult to forgive. For many of us, forgiveness is a process that involves expressing and examining the anger and loss that we feel and understanding the impact of this act on our lives. It's very important to always take stock or inventory of what's transpired, how you feel, why you feel it, all the connectors. You have to be aware. Self-awareness is a major thing that you learn when you go through doing shadow work and things of that nature, which is, examining painful, traumatic situations in your life and bringing them into light so that you can heal.
Yeah, that's good. We may forgive someone emotionally, but still feel that they need to experience consequences, or we may still feel a need to protect future victims. So, um, yeah, sometimes we do feel that they need to something need to happen to them. So we we need to think positively. Well, I ain't gonna even say we need to think positively. Um, it's very difficult to not wish harm on somebody that has hurt you. I will say that. So, again, forgiveness is something we have to learn and we have to practice over and over and over again, because it just does not, like I said in the beginning, it just does not come natural for us to forgive.
Right. Yeah, it's natural to want somebody to suffer after they hurt you. I mean, let's just be honest about it.
Yes,
Let's
yes,
just be honest.
absolutely.
Okay, okay. For
Yeah,
every lick you give me, I got five for you, partner. Let's go. So it takes a lot of maturity to not be
yeah,
like, I'm gonna get him back. That revenge thing. It stresses you out, causes unnecessary drama and extra trauma that you have
yep,
to unlearn down the line. So,
yep,
it's just best at all times to be aware of your reaction, where you're holding the trauma within yourself, and then being aware enough to be like, okay, if I do this, it's not going to help. It's going to make things worse. So,
right.
and just be mature about it and work through your stuff, man. It's ugly. It's ugly,
Yeah,
man, but it's necessary. It's
Yep.
necessary. It's so necessary to do that work.
Yep.
Man, like the saying goes, hurt people hurt people. So,
Yep. Absolutely.
you
And
want to be another hurt person hurting somebody?
yeah, and hurt
You
people
already got
think they
enough of
need
that.
to hurt somebody.
Right.
They think that's the way to go.
Right. Exactly.
Will you go to the next part, please?
Yeah, yeah. All right. Sometimes we may feel like, for our own safety and well being, to exclude the perpetrator from our lives or from society. Forgiveness means doing this peacefully while no longer wishing them harm. It's a lot of work there.
Yep.
Wanting them to be miserable or seeking revenge. Misery is their own company. I ain't got to
Yep.
make it miserable, partner. You already miserable. I'm just saying,
Right.
man. I'm saying you already miserable. I'm just gonna leave you in your misery by yourself. By yourself. Have fun with that party of
Right.
none.
Yep.
All right. So for some of us, hanging on to the anger and bitterness means giving the perpetrator continued power over our lives while letting it go frees us psychologically. And not only psychologically, but mentally, emotionally, and physically, man, because again, you store it.
Yep. I'm smiling because giving them, continued power over our
Right,
lives, man,
buddy.
that's just crazy. So, I
Right,
mean, they can just keep doing stuff to us and keep saying stuff to us and just replaying those things that they said and did over and over in our
right,
minds again still gives them power,
right,
over our lives. And so we have to take our power back and forgive. In this way of taking our power back, we are forgiving. So
right,
when you forgive, you get your power back because you're forgiving for yourself so
right,
that you can feel better, so that you can move on, so that you can, relieve the hurt and the trauma,
right.
that you experience from what they've said and done. So, yeah,
Yeah.
you
You want me to
want
read
to,
it?
yeah,
Huh?
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So instead of wishing them harm or seeking revenge, we are supposed to bless them, speak well of them. That's a hard one, but it can, it can be done.
Yeah,
You know, oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's the work right there, boy.
it is work.
But
So
yeah,
now, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's never good though, and like you said, it gives them power when you talk when you speak ill of them, even
Yeah,
by yourself. It still means they have control over you.
yeah,
So yeah, it's hard to release, but yeah, or either speak well of them or don't speak on them at all.
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
rather do the latter. You
yeah.
don't exist anymore to me. Like, who was that? I don't remember that person. I've never heard of him before.
And that's a good attitude to have
Yeah,
because I mean, you want to have peace of mind. So, like you said, you either speak well of them, which is blessing them, or you don't speak about them at all. Or when you start thinking about them, you're like, oh no, this
mhm,
can't be a thought. So let me get over here and do this. Let me listen to some YouTube videos, running
right,
water and nature sounds, so I can get a peace of mind and get away from that. That's just one example, y'all.
right.
But
Facts.
put your focus on something else.
Yes,
Journaling, writing, so
yes,
many things you can put your focus on to not. I'm not gonna spend my time thinking about them.
right,
I can't do that. It's making me sick,
right,
making me physically sick, and
right,
I don't want that.
right. Yeah, and in that way, you are learning to alchemize that frustrated energy into something positive. You
Yeah,
know, and I think and again, like you said, dwelling on something and playing it over and over again in your head, you're just creating the same vicious cycle
yeah,
of pain for
yeah,
yourself. But when you're able to take that pain and process it by journaling or creating or exercising or whatever brings you peace, then you're actually making something positive out of that negative situation, and
yeah.
that's the goal of a evolved spiritual being.
Right. And you're taking your power back.
Hell yeah.
You are absolutely taking your power back.
Yeah.
So, according to Berkeley Education, one of the ways to understand forgiveness is to learn what it is not.
Important.
Forgiveness is not accepting what someone did to you as being okay because they tell you they're sorry. Go ahead and read that, Gene.
Which part? The
Oh,
I'm
would you
looking
put
at.
it back up there, Mark? Because I was reading, and then when you put that up there, then I
Yeah, my eyes are like, doop, 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 doop. Couldn't catch it in time.
yeah, I
Bring it
couldn't
back,
either,
bring it back, bring it back.
and I can't get it on my.
Oh,
Uh,
I kind of vaguely recall what she said.
hey,
Uh,
Mark, would you put that comment back up there, please? I can't see it on my Facebook page.
it's like something along the lines of uh, understanding that it's natural to have ill feelings for a person who's violated you. I don't remember the rest, unfortunately. But yeah, that it's natural
Okay, that's
to
okay.
have ill feelings for a person who's done something intentionally wrong to you. Um, it's just we have to
Yep.
find a way to process those feelings in a way that's constructive as opposed to destructive,
Right.
and that's the work, you know. Okay, all right. So
Okay.
let me read it myself. You ready, guys? All right. I think a big part of forgiveness is accepting that you do have negative thoughts about the person who violated. The way I can move on as opposed to pretending like I don't have those feelings. Facts. Factuals. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
never you never want to. I mean, again, the goal is to always be authentic and truthful to yourself.
Yep.
Like I said, it's natural to have those feelings. It's okay to be pissed off that somebody did something wrong
Oh,
to you.
absolutely.
It's just about
Absolutely.
how you react to it and what you do after that. That's the
Yeah.
big deal. Because that's the only power that we have. Like the saying by Ron Dawes, you know, um, what people do to us is not our karma, but how we react to what they do to us is. So it's important to be
Mhm.
very cognizant of your actions and ooh, I was gonna say something. Be very cognizant of your actions and
Your responses.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, forgiveness is not accepting what someone did to you as being okay just because they tell you they're sorry.
Mhm.
Forgetting what the wrong ever, forgetting that the wrong ever happened in the first place. It's
Never.
forgiveness is not that.
Oh no.
Forgiveness is not forgetting about how you feel about what happened.
Right.
Forgiveness is not allowing the person who wronged you back into your life.
Right.
That is what I thought I had to do.
Right.
That is what I always thought I had to do. So
Right.
I would just go away for days, weeks, months, sometimes years away from that person, stay away from them, um, to keep them from hurting me over and over and over again.
Right.
So, even though I had heard about forgiveness and heard about, we're supposed to give 70 times seven, times a day, I wasn't trying to hear none of that. I was trying to guard myself and save
Right.
myself and, shield myself, from the hurt and pain that I was caused and make sure that it didn't happen to me again.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It's okay to love people from a distance. You
right.
don't have to hate them to not have them in your life. Just
Yeah.
understand, hey, okay, our relationship is one its course. You're not good for me.
Yeah.
I'm not good for you. I wish you well in all things, but I see you on the. Oh, Mark, you ready? On the left. On the left. Go ahead out the left side. Over there. P. You can love them, like I said. There are people that I would not walk consciously walk into the same room with them, but I
Yeah.
don't hate them because that's more power. Like love and hate are kind of about the same script, man.
Yeah.
You know, you hate somebody, that's powerful. You're giving them a
Yep.
lot of energy. So
Yep.
yeah, just you don't have to let them back in your life. Love them from a distance, but check them every time they come at you wrong. Like, hey, who you talking to, partner?
Yeah.
Listen, man, listen, what you want to do, man? What you want to
That's what you do.
What the world, boy? Hit the man.
You so silly.
Mhm.
So uh, forgiveness is letting go of the negative feelings you harbor to live more freely.
Right,
So we have to let go of those negative feelings. Like Jean just said, you walk into a room with them, you know, you have to, you don't have to speak to them and do all of this and be fake um, and a hypocrite of what you're saying. I'm saying one thing but doing something else. So you still in your heart you don't feel that anger and that anxiety and all of that you was feeling about that person. Like when you walk in that room, if you've forgiven them, you don't feel all of that. You just see them and you like, hey, you know not saying that you have to say hey to them. You don't have to say anything, but you don't feel those feelings that you felt. I
right,
hope
yeah,
that makes sense.
right. Yeah, yeah. To be able to walk into the room where a person who's wronged you and not be angry and ready to get at them, that's forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's like I see you, you
Yeah.
hurt me, and I recognize where we are in our relationship, and hey, how you doing? And keep it moving.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Ain't gotta
Yep.
have no conversation with you, partner. Who?
Yep.
What, man? Listen, man. I got business to handle over here, man.
Right.
You all up in my lane, partner. Hop over, merge over, merge over out my lane, man.
Right. So
But that's
forgiveness
powerful.
is moving forward and leaving the incident in the past.
Yeah,
And that's so easy now for me. And I absolutely love it
yeah,
because when I say I forgive somebody, I feel it. I don't just say it, I actually feel that. So when I see that person again, like I said, the what I was feeling, the anxiousness, the headaches, the anxiety, all of that stuff that I was feeling before, I don't feel none of that. I just see them and I'm like, oh, that's them.
right,
But I don't go out of my way to be nice and to do all of this extra stuff. I just be me. And being me is just, you cool over there and I'm cool over here. I ain't got
right,
to do nothing extra, for you. I don't
right,
feel what I felt about you, but just stay back,
right,
stay away from me, you know.
right.
Um, and I'm saying that right now, and I'm actually experiencing that at work, with a coworker. And it's easy for me to walk by, and not say anything to him, what he's done, you know, um, because he has not changed. He still has the same attitude that he had, before the incident. But me, I don't feel all that anxiety. I don't get upset. I don't be mad. I don't, be like, oh, I can't stand him. I don't do that stuff.
Mhm.
I just keep going on with other people. There's plenty of other people to talk to. He's just not one of them
Right,
because he is still the same person. He does things to try to trigger me to make me respond to him, and I just ignore him. So
right.
that's just an example of something recent. Go ahead, Gene. Something recent that I've encountered.
No, no, you're good. My light went out.
Okay. Um, so that's one way to move forward and leave the incident in the past. I just, because he hasn't changed and his attitude hasn't changed and he's just really trying to intimidate me. I just, I still talk to everybody else, but I don't feel, any ill feelings toward him. I just leave him alone,
Right.
and ignore him.
Yeah.
So forgiveness, excuse me, forgiveness is stopping negative thoughts about the hurt that was caused.
Right.
Forgiveness is living without anger and choosing peace.
Yeah. And
You
that's
want to
powerful.
add something? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's powerful to, to live without anger and to choose peace in a situation that was intentionally done to harm you.
Yeah.
That's a major thing.
Yeah.
Um, it's not easy to not be vindictive. I understand, the naturalness
Yeah.
of being vindictive, but again, long term, you got to think long term. What's the consequences for your actions?
Yes.
So I'm not. No one's perfect at anything, but I
Right.
try to be very cognizant about thinking long term about my actions. You
Yes.
know, it's like I'm mad right now, but if I act out, then what happens after that?
Right. What's the consequences?
Right, exactly. So,
Yeah.
man,
You and I are a lot alike in that um, thinking about the consequences stops me from doing and saying a lot of stuff.
right,
Um,
exactly.
yeah.
Because I love
So
peace.
forgive.
Trust, I love
Oh,
peace. In
me
a
too.
life, man, listen, give it to me. That drama, it can go hard left, hard
Yeah.
left.
I was just telling one of your uncles a few weeks ago when he was here to visit me. I was telling him, listen, remember, because he used to say, man, I got to have peace at all costs. And I said, remember when I used to say I'll be glad when I can just be peaceful? And he said, yeah. And I said, now I'm there. I love my peace,
Right,
because that's one of the things he used to say. And I love my peace.
right,
I say it, I feel it.
right.
Man, ain't nothing like it.
At all, at all.
So all that drama, no, that is not it.
Right.
You want to add something?
No, no, no. I was gonna move on to the next thing.
Go ahead.
All right, forgiveness brings the forgiver peace of mind and frees him or her from corrosive anger. Experts agree that forgiveness at least involves letting go of deeply held negative feelings. It empowers you to recognize the pain you suffered without letting the pain define you,
Yeah,
enabling you to heal and move on with your life. Man, you ever
yeah,
you ever been around a person? This is hypothetical, I guess you would say. But have you ever been around a person who is always griping about stuff that happened in the past? Yeah, he did this to me,
yeah,
and she said this to me, and I'm still hurt. That was
yeah,
30 years ago.
yeah,
I understand you in pain, but have you worked through it? Like, have you done the work though?
yeah,
Okay, man, you were a toddler.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, he stole your bike. Okay,
yeah.
you don't even have a bike anymore.
So can we move on past the bike?
Can we live today? Because now is all we have. The past no longer exists, and the future is yet to come. So
Right.
let's be in the moment, please. My God.
And those, when people constantly and continually uh rehearse and repeat stuff like you just said, all of the stuff that you just said, those are complainers. You just constantly complaining. You're a complainer. Why? What is it? Right. What is going to change what you constantly complaining about? It. Nothing's gonna change. It's gonna stay the same. So you're gonna live with this forever? That's what you're doing?
It befuddles me. It really befuddles me when people complain about the same stuff over and over again, but
Yep.
never do the work to move on past it.
Yep.
Like, don't you realize that you are stuck in a loop? Basically, you're in a groundhog day of your own. You
Yeah.
keep going back to that circle. You wake up same
Yep.
time every day in the same bed, looking like it's not another day. It's not another day yet. No, no, because you won't let it go. You won't let
Yep.
that past go. So you stuck there, proverbially.
Yep.
You
If you
know.
want to see something different, you got to do something different. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again,
Yeah, yeah.
expecting different results,
It's a
that
definition of
is
insanity.
insane. So, in order to stop complaining, do the work.
Man, listen.
Just fix it.
Woo!
Am I preaching?
Come the higher. Who are you? Lord Jesus. Oh, you my dog back there saying amen. Oh, Lord. You know it made me want to shout. Get out of here.
You so doggone nutty. All right, go to the next part.
All right. So, why practice forgiveness? Research over the past few decades has revealed my goodness, enormous personal benefits to forgiveness as well. According to the research, here are some of the most compelling ways forgiveness is good for us, our relationships, and our communities. So, forgiveness makes us happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Research suggests that not only that happy people are more likely to forgive, but that forgiving others can make people feel happy, especially
Absolutely.
when they feel forgive someone to whom they feel close. Forgiveness protects our mental health.
Woo.
Again, when you hold on to stuff, you create more of the same.
Yeah.
So energy goes where attention flows, and the
Yeah.
more attention you give to a situation, the more you manifest that situation. So
Yeah.
again, understand that your consciousness, your awareness, your attention is currency in
Yeah.
the energetic world.
Yeah.
So the more you pay attention to something, you're gonna see it over and over again. Like you said before, you want a red car, certain red car, and you keep thinking about that red car over and over again. Then all of a sudden, you're gonna see it out everywhere. Everywhere you
Yeah.
go, see that very same red car because you're constantly thinking of it.
Right.
So same thing with harping over things that happened in the past. You keep thinking about it, you're gonna recreate situations that will give you the same energy.
Yep.
Have to be cognizant of our energy.
Yes.
Yeah. People who receive therapy designed to foster forgiveness experience greater improvements in depression, anxiety, and hope than those who don't. Forgiveness may also play a role in preventing suicide. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it does.
Our mental health is very important.
Oh, yeah.
And they even have mental health days at work
Yep.
now. For you, I just need a mental health day. Let me get my mind right.
Right.
You know,
If I go postal in here and kill
right.
everybody, kill everybody, everybody gonna die today.
Let me out of here.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna blow everything up in here, including myself.
Y'all first, though.
You know, forgiveness improves our health. When we dwell on grudges, our blood pressure and heart rate spike. Do not go postal. Signs of stress, signs of stress, which damage the body. When we forgive, our stress levels drop, and people who are more forgiving are protected from the negative health effects of stress. And stress is the silent killer,
Yeah.
and the precursor to dis-ease in
Yeah.
the body.
Yeah.
Stress, uncontrolled stress levels, which creates a buildup of cortisol in the body, which is the stress hormone
Yeah.
that your body secretes when you're stressed out. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm glad you said that.
studies also suggest that holding grudges might compromise our immune system. I just said that, making us
Yeah.
less resistant to illness or
Yeah.
dis-ease,
Yeah.
which is a body that is not at ease.
Yeah.
You heard me, man.
That's good. That's
Forgiveness
good.
sustains relationships. When our friends inevitably hurt or disappoint us, holding a grudge makes us less likely to sacrifice or cooperate with them, which undermines feelings of trust and commitment, driving us further apart. So you hold on to stuff, it drives wedges in between people.
Yep.
Studies suggest that forgiveness can stop this downward spiral and repair our relationship before it dissolves. Forgiveness is good for marriages. Lord Jesus.
Well, it is.
What they said. Stop bringing up that old stuff, man. What happened in the past? Ain't doing it no more. Don't bring it up no more. If they still doing it, then talk about it and make
Okay.
adjustments accordingly. But if they ain't doing it no more, stop bringing it up. Please.
Yep.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. Lord
Yep.
of Latter-day Saints, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Let me read this part because he done went to another planet. All right, forgiveness is good for marriages. Spouses who are more forgiving and less vindictive are better at resolving conflicts effectively in their marriage. A long-term study of newlyweds found that more forgiving spouses had stronger, more satisfying relationships.
Mhm.
However, when more forgiving spouses were frequently mistreated by their husband or wife, they became less satisfied with their marriage.
And be rid of the excess
So,
they left.
yep, yep. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Uh, forgiving others, including your spouse. I mean, your spouse is somebody that you're living with, so it's so much easier to forgive them. It should be so much easier to forgive them because you think, I can't get away from this person. I'm married to this person. I'm going to be with this person for another 24 hours or 12 hours or whatever, in the day. So I want to make this thing work. So,
Right.
if you want to make it work, then forgiveness uh, is always work, but it helps you to want to resolve conflict
Right.
um, effectively, so that you can move on and so that your marriage can be a good marriage.
Right.
So, and that's in any relationship, but here, we're talking specifically about marriages. But again, it's in any relationship. So,
Yeah.
forgiveness. You want to add something?
Yeah, I just want to say that it's important for forgiveness is majorly done by communicating, especially within the context of a marriage or a relationship of any sort.
Yeah.
So being able to talk to your partner candidly, but
Yeah.
lovingly and constructively,
Yep.
in a way to suss out any issues that you have makes things easier. If you're grasping things about something that someone did or said or whatever, and you're not able to release it, then you create a a strain in the relationship because you're holding
Absolutely.
something over their head in essence. You
Yep.
know, just talk about it.
Right.
You should be able to. Relationships are best when both parties can communicate honestly in mature, healthy manner, and that's loving and compassionate. And when you can do that, you can grow from that.
Right.
Each offense is a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
You learn
Yeah.
about yourself, you learn about your partner, you learn about the
Yeah.
relationship and
Yep.
things that you can do better to make it move more smoothly.
Right.
If you hold on to stuff, then it is you're like I said, you're creating a a situation of stress and tension that's just unnecessary, and
Right.
you cause the eggshell situation where you got to. I don't know if I can say this to her.
Right.
No, that's
Yep.
misery. No
Yep.
one wants to be in a relationship where you can't talk to your partner like
Yep.
that. That's your best friend. You choose
Exactly.
someone to be in a relationship with, especially a marriage, that's your
Yep.
best friend.
Yep.
Like all else fails, everybody else dies, and you still got that person. That's
Yep.
supposed to be your mirror, the person that
Yep.
you go to for solace, you go to for motivation, you go to them for correction and critiquing because
Right.
they know you, they're around you all the time.
Absolutely.
So if they care about you, they're paying attention, they're being observant.
Right.
And if they truly love you, they will be honest with you, but in
Right.
a loving fashion. Hey, listen, babe, I love you, but no, that wasn't cool what you just did,
Yep.
you know? So
Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely. So, and it does make the relationship stronger when you can come to each other about different things and not hold on to things, because having in mind, I want to live a peaceful life with you. I want to be able to trust you, to be able to trust me. I want to be able to come to you about any and everything. Um, and I forgive you. I mean, sometimes and I'm just saying this as like I'm talking, to, my husband, you know, when I had a hard day at work, and I came home and I, took it out on you, and, and I'm just asking you to forgive me. So, just talking things out and being open,
right,
about things. And so I'm not wondering why you came home acting a fool with me and snapping at me, and I wasn't with you. I mean, I was here. So what's going on? So,
mm,
it's really important to be able to talk about it and then to be able to resolve the
right,
conflict. I came home, snapping at you, and I apologize because this happened at work, and so it wasn't your fault, and so I shouldn't have did that to you. So I'm
please
asking
forgive
you
me.
to forgive me. You
Yeah,
know, yeah.
that's beautiful.
So, huh?
So that's beautiful to have
Yes,
that type of humility. Hey, I'm
yes,
sorry, I messed up. You did
yep,
nothing wrong to me. I know that you love me. I love you. I had this go on, and I'm sorry I took it out on you. Like that's
yep,
beautiful.
yep,
If more people could be that humble, you know, when and also owning their ish
yes,
in a situation. Like I messed up. I'm sorry. I love you.
right,
You didn't deserve it. You didn't
right,
deserve what I gave to you.
right,
You know,
yep,
it's important, and that's beautiful to see that type of humility.
yep. We are at the end of our show. Um, man, we have so much to cover on forgiveness. Y'all, again, we are excited to be back here, um, giving you information to help you process, through and navigate through life's journey, because we're all on a journey. So,
Right.
and I want to remind you that this is our fourth year, the fourth year of for the organization's existence. Love,
Yeah.
Love Misunderstood Institute, and so this TV show is just one of the things that we do to help and to educate you about bullying. So
Mhm.
we talked a lot about bullying all last year. You can go to our YouTube channels, Love Misunderstood Institute. You can also go to Premier Fitness, is it 0210,
Oh yeah.
and see the videos, um, to see the things that we've been educating you on. And we have a virtual class coming up on January 19th. And the class is about forgiveness. You're not going to get the same content you're getting here, but it is an hour long class from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is a free class. We really want to help you um, get forgiveness. We want to help you understand it. We want to help you embrace forgiveness in all areas of your life. So that is why we are devoting this month to the subject of forgiveness. You want to add anything?
Yeah, yeah. So give them a little background on your forgiveness coaching program.
I am a certified forgiveness coach, and I do coach you through forgiveness. There's so many aspects and pieces and parts of forgiveness, and I have already coached some clients through forgiveness, and they benefited from forgiveness. And as I was coaching them, I was getting more benefit. So as I'm I'm a learner. So I'm constantly learning, and even though it might be the same thing, I might get a different uh, piece from it the next
Mhm.
time. So I do the forgiveness coaching to help you navigate through your trauma, your pain, your hurts. That's what the forgiveness coaching is for. So if you're interested in coaching, you can go to our website, www.lovemisunderstoodinstitute.org, and the information is there for Mercy Proves Love Coaching is the name of my coaching services, and we can talk and get you in some forgiveness coaching if that is your desire. Um, it is my desire to help everyone in every way that I can. So that is another way that I help and coach people through. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Thanks for being here on the show. If you see the show afterwards, we ask because a number of people have told me they see our show after we record, and so and the benefits that they get out of it. And I'm so appreciative. We're so appreciative of that. That you're seeing the show and that you're getting something, that you're getting information to help propel you forward in your life. So thank you for joining our show. We will see you next week. We will be talking about forgiveness again on Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on YouTube and on Facebook, on Roku, and on
TV.
Amazon Fire, Pod TV. So take care. Any last words?
Have a great day and enjoy the new year.
Take care. We send you away with love, peace, and happiness and joy, and add forgiveness to it. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye for now. See you next week.